Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright guys, good day everyone. Again, this is Sir Hill Bansuela Jr. from SDO QC New Era High School. So welcome to another Math Kwentuhan with Sir G. Another grade 10 lesson to be discussed. So without further ado, join me. So before we start guys, let's discuss the learning goals of today's lesson. So after this lesson, you're going to differentiate. You can differentiate the arithmetic sequence to arithmetic series. For number 2, you can define and illustrate an arithmetic series. For number 3, you can identify each element of the formula, of course the arithmetic series. And for number 4, you can solve problem involving arithmetic series or sum of the series. Again, welcome to arithmetic series. Again, this is Sir G. So let's discuss the formula. So in arithmetic series guys, we have two formulas to use, no? So let me name this the first formula and this is the second formula. Just to note na meron tayong dalawang formula na pag-uusapan guys, no? Okay, so pag-usapan muna natin yung bawat elements ng formula natin. So since we are in arithmetic series guys, so when we talk about arithmetic series, we are looking for the sum of the entire series, no? Sum of the series. So every time you've heard or you've read the word series, we are talking about the sum. So that's why in our formula rather, we use S for the arithmetic series since we are looking for the sum of the entire series, no? So yun lang naman yung bago dito guys. Then of course yung n natin, still that is the number of terms. Alright, so all n belongs to number of terms. Of course the numerical 2 here, so that is constant, no? So constant siya guys, so always divide by 2. Then again yung 2 rin dito beside the first term or a sub 1 is a constant, so constant 2 tayo dyan. Then plus, that is again constant. Alright, then a quantity of n minus 1, again yung 1 here is a constant. Then to be multiplied to the common difference, so that is our first formula, no? So again, we read this formula as the sum of the entire series is always equal to the half of the number of terms multiplied to twice of the first term plus a quantity of the number of terms minus 1 times the common difference. So mas maganda guys, gano'n natin siya gamitin, no? Tandaan yung formula kaysa babasahin lang natin as S sub n equals to n over 2, then multiply to 2 times a sub 1 plus a quantity of n minus 1 times d. So parang anong essence nun? Parang wala siyang dating, no? I mean, parang wala siyang meaning. Pero kapag tinandaan natin yung formula as the way it used to, kung paano natin siya gagamitin, no? So parang yung S sub n natin, so that is the sum of the series. So mas okay kung babasahin natin siya as the sum of the series, then is equal to, again your n is the number of terms, so half of the number of terms, then multiply to twice of the first term since a sub 1 is the first term, then plus a quantity of the number of terms, which is n minus 1, then times your common difference. So, mas maganda guys, ganun natin siya tandaan. Para kapag nag-solve na tayo ng problem, mas madali, no? Mas madali na tayong mag-solve, lalo na kapag word problem yan. Okay, and that is the first formula for the arithmetic series. So, punta tayo sa second formula. So, dito guys, again, the same, no? So, we use S as the sum of the entire series. Again, N here is the number of terms pa rin. And if you could notice guys, medyo maikli itong formula na to, no? So, ang hinihingi lang sa atin dito yung sum ng first term and the last term. So, therefore, itong formula number 2 guys, gagamitin lang natin to kapag ang binigay ang given na first term and last term. So, kung hindi binigay yung first term and last term, wala tayong choice but to use the first formula. Okay? So, again, we're going to read the second formula as the sum of the entire series is equal to half of the number of terms multiplied to the sum between the first and the last term. Okay? So, mas maganda ganun natin siya tandaan guys. Alright? So, let's try to solve problems. Huwag na natin patagalin. Okay. Ang unang challenge dito, sir, lagi nating itatanong, sir, ano ba yung gagamitin naming formula? Yung first ba o yung second? So, let me guide you. So, sa pag-solve ng word problem, guys, no? Hindi lang sa arithmetic series, napaka-importante na binabasa natin yung problem, no? And reading alone is, or can't stand, no? Kailangan reading with comprehension. Okay? So, hindi okay na nababasa lang natin. Kailangan nauunawaan at naiintindihan natin. Okay? So, the same way sa pag-aaral ng English and Filipino. Okay? So, we have to read and comprehend. Alright. So, we are asked here to find the sum. So, yun agad yung problem natin, guys. So, hinahanap yung sum ng entire series. So, sabi natin kanina, sa formula natin, it denotes S sub n. So, therefore, yung S sub n natin, guys, nawawala. Alright? Sa pag-solve ng mga ganitong problem, guys, laging isa lang yung nawawala. So, dahil ang nawawala ay sum of the series, so, inaasahan natin na lahat ng elements from our formula ay magagamit na natin. So, let's continue reading. So, find the sum of the first 10 terms. So, nagbigay ng number of terms, di ba? How many terms do we have? We have 10 terms. So, therefore, our n is equal to 10. So, mismong dun pa lang sa problem, guys, no? Kung napapansin niyo yung ginagawa ni Sir Hill, sinusulatan na natin ng mga symbols, no? Mathematical symbols, di ba? So, kung kayo ay nagsosolve at home or sa exam ninyo, future exams ninyo, gamit kayo ng pencil. Tapos, gawin nyo rin yan. Underline ninyo, then interpret it, na? Ayan. Para mas madali na tayong mag-plug in ng mga values later kung kukunin na natin yung mga given, no? So, let's continue. So, find the sum of the first 10 terms of the arithmetic series. Alright? 4, that is the first term. Then we have 10, that is the second term. 16, that is the third term, etc. Until we arrive at the 10th term. So, we are looking for the sum of the 10 terms. We're not looking for the 10th term. So, kung hahanapin natin yung 10th term, guys, babalik tayo sa arithmetic sequence. Alright, so that's basically the difference between arithmetic series and arithmetic sequence, no? So, sa arithmetic sequence, guys, kung maaalala natin, nag-focus tayo sa pagkuha ng last term. Ano ba yung last term? Ano ba yung first term doon sa sequence? Ilang number of terms ba meron tayo? And ano ba yung common difference? So, yun yung apat na tinatanong sa atin o pinapasolve sa atin sa arithmetic sequence, no? Where as dito po sa arithmetic series, guys, ang focus natin ay yung sum ng entire series. Hindi lang aalamin yung kung ano yung last term o first term or second term. Ang gagawin natin, kukunin natin yung sum mula sa first until the last term. So that's basically the difference between the two. Okay? Alright, so let's continue. So, let's solve this problem, no? So, kanina may nahang tayong question. Sir Hill, kailan ba namin gagamitin yung first formula at second formula? Okay. So, tandaan natin, yung second formula natin, guys, it requires us to have both the first term and the last term. So, yan yung i-check natin sa problem natin, sa given ng problem natin, no? Meron ba tayong first term? Yes. Meron ba tayong last term? Wala. So, therefore, we have no choice but to use the first pattern. Alright? So, again, based on the problem kanina, guys, ang nawawala ay yung sum ng entire series. So, kung makikita ninyo, naglagay si Sir Hill ng question mark dyan. Then, of course, pinapahanap sa atin yung sum ng first 10 terms. So, therefore, sinabi natin na yung number of terms natin ay 10. Of course, yung first element doon sa sequence ay 4. And, kukunin natin yung common difference. So, paano ba kinuha yung common difference, Sir Hill? So, recall natin. So, yung first element natin ay 4. Second element natin ay 10. Yung third element natin ay 16. And so on, no? So, paano ba kumuha ng common difference? So, let's recall sa ating arithmetic sequence. So, kumukuha tayo ng common difference, guys, by subtracting from the right side, kung ano man yung pinaka-last term dyan sa right side, towards to its left, until we arrive at the first term, no? So, 16 minus 10, that would be 6. Alright, then 10 minus 4, that would be 6. So, since common difference ang pinag-uusapan natin, guys, we expect that the difference are common or pareho, no? So, that's why our D here is 6. Now, here are the given. Then, we're going to use the first formula, guys. Again, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung second formula because the last term is missing, no? May first term lang tayo. Okay, so let's state the formula. Guys, ganito tayo mag-solve lagi ng problem. We have to get the given, then state the formula, then bago tayo mag-solve para well-guided tayo, no? Again, your formula are your guide, no? Alright, so napaka-importante. So, basahin uli natin yung formula natin. So, S sub n is read as the sum of the series. So, this time we are looking for the sum of the 10 terms. Diba? Is equal to the number of terms over 2 or half of the number of terms. Then, multiply to twice of the first term. Then, plus a quantity of the number of terms minus 1 times the common difference. So, that's how to read, and I want you to deal with it, no? Ganun natin siya i-deal with. Huwag natin siyang basahin or i-memorize as S sub n equals n over 2. So, ano ba yung S sub n, di ba? Pagdating natin sa problem solving, ano nga ba yung S sub n? So, magtatanong tayo. So, kaya mas maganda, babanggitin natin yung bawat element ng formula using its use, no? Kung anong gamit niya. So, again, the sum of the series is equal to the half of the number of terms, then multiply 2 twice of the first term, then plus a quantity of the number of terms minus 1 times the common difference. So, I guess okay na tayo dyan. Then, ang susunod natin gagawin, we have to solve. And to do that, the first thing that we're going to do, guys, is to substitute or plug in our given. So, sa given natin, we have n. So, all n must be replaced by 10. So, if you could notice, all n here was replaced by 10. Basically, ganun lang siya. Okay? Then, the next thing that we're going to do is to replace our a sub 1, which is our first term. So, on the given, the first term is equal to 4. That's why we have 4 here. Sir, bakit ba ito dito? That is the constant 2 in the formula. Okay? So, don't be ingat tayo doon. So, medyo naghang tayo doon. Ingatan natin yan. So, yung 2 na yan ay constant. So, lagi natin yung gagamitin. Then, of course, yung operation in between them is plus sign. So, wag nating babaguhin yan. Sa plus sign lagi yan. Then, of course, 10 minus 1, again, yung n mo is 10, of course. Then, minus 1 is constant. Then, your common difference is 6. Alright? So, after we plug in all the givens, we arrive at s sub 10, or the sum of the 10 terms is equal to half of 10, then multiply to twice of 4, then plus 10 minus 1 times 6. So, let's simplify. So, what is 10 over 2? So, that is equal to 5. Then, 2 times 4, that is equal to 8. Then, 10 minus 1, that is equal to 9. Then, we just bring down 6. Okay, then let's simplify. So, what is 9 times 6? So, 9 times 6 is 54. Then, bringing down 8. So, 8 plus 54, that is 62. Alright. Then, 62 times 5, we will arrive at 310. So, therefore, the sum of the first 10 terms of the series, whose first term is 4, second term is 10, and third term is 16, is 310. Alright? So, I hope nakuha natin yan, guys. So, kung hindi natin nakuha, guys, you may always pause the video, rewind, rewatch, use your pen and paper. So, napaka-importante yan. Lagi ko sa inyong pinapaalala. Kahit panoorin nyo to ng 100 times, kung hindi nyo padadaanin sa inyong mga kamay, no? Gamit ang kahit anong panulat at papel, or kahit anong pwedeng sulatan, medyo mahihirapan tayo. Not unless we are gifted in math. Alright? Ayan. So, okay. Let's proceed on our second problem. Okay, dito sa second problem natin, guys, no? Yan, kung makikita ninyo, ang tanong, how many terms? No? How many terms? So, therefore, yung number of terms, yung nawawala. Diba? So, kasi kung hindi nawawala yung terms, hindi siya magtatanong kung ilan. Alright? So, how many terms? So, again, napaka-importante. You have to read the problem. No? So, kung kailangan ng dictionary, gamitin natin. Diba? Para mas maunawaan natin yung sinasabi. Again, reading can't stand alone. Reading with comprehension is very, very good. Okay, so how many terms? Again, that is n. N is missing. Okay. How many terms of the series? 20. So, this is your first term. 18. That is your second term. And 16, your third term. So, how many terms must be added? Ayan, must be added so that the sum. O, ayan, guys. Nagbigay ng sum. The sum will be negative 100. So, therefore, the sum of this series is equal to negative 100. So, kung mapapansin nyo, guys, gumamit ako ng n. Kasi nga, hindi pa natin alam kung ilan sila. Basta ang alam lang natin, yung sum in total is negative 100. So, ano pa yung napansin natin dito, guys? Kailangan matalas yung mata natin, no? So, sa pag-aaral ng mathematics, hindi pwedeng matalino lang, no? Kailangan, meron din tayong good eyesight. So, kailangan nating maging matalinaw, no? Ayan. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung sequence natin o yung series natin ay in decreasing format. So, 20, 18, 16. Ayan. So, pag-usapan natin yan. Anong mangyayari kapag ganyan? Okay. Alright. So, kunin natin yung mga given. Again, unahin natin yung given palagi bago natin isunod yung formula. Then, bago tayo mag-solve. So, kanina, ibinigay sa problem yung sum ng series. Again, n pa yan kasi nga hindi pa natin alam kung ilan sila. So, yun yung magiging problem natin. So, ang alam lang natin, yung sum ng entire series is negative 100. Again, ang missing dito, yung number of terms. So, yan yung isosolve natin maya-maya lang. And of course, yung first term natin ay 20. Yung common difference natin, negative 2. Teka, sir. Paano nangyari yan? Okay, so kunin natin yung mga elements nung series. So, yung first element natin, 20. Yung second element natin, 18. Yung third element natin, 16, and so on. So, again, kung mapapansin natin guys, yung mga numbers natin is in decreasing format o pababa. So, every time na ang series or sequence, arithmetic sequence, yung given elements is in decreasing format, automatic the common difference is negative. Take note ha. So, kung yung sequence ay arithmetic sequence and we are under arithmetic series at napansin natin yung given elements is in decreasing format, so pababa, automatic yung common difference natin negative. On the other hand, kapag yung elements naman natin pataas in increasing format, the common difference is always positive. Okay? So, take note of that. Okay. So, let's subtract. Again, magsusubtract tayo guys mula sa kanan papuntang kaliwa. Ayan. So, 16 minus 18. Ayan. 16 minus 18. So, 16 minus 18, guys, nakukunin natin yung absolute value ng 16, that is 16. Anong absolute value ng minus 18, that is positive 18. So, susundin daw natin yung sign ng mas malaking absolute value. So, therefore, mas malaki yung absolute value ng minus 18. So, therefore, yun yung magiging sagot. So, 16 minus 18, so that is equal to negative 2. Ayan. So, instead of positive 2, dahil pababa tayo, negative tayo. Alright? So, yun na lang para hindi kayo malito. No? Kapag nakita ninyong decreasing format yung ating sequence or series, no? Sa arithmetic sequence, no? Or arithmetic series, automatic yung common difference natin ay negative. So, 18 minus 16, that is 2. So, negative 2. 20 minus 18, that is 2. So, negative 2. Okay? So, I hope nakatulong yon at nasagot kung bakit negative 2 yung ating common difference. Okay? Ayan. So, let me clear this para so, in-explain lang natin, no? So, just for recall on how to get the common difference. And I know naman, naintindihan na natin yan doon sa arithmetic sequence. Okay? So, again, yung kinatatakutan ng iba, magde-decide na sila. Ano bang formula yung gagamitin namin, sir? Yung first formula ba o second formula? So, again, ulitin natin. Yung second formula natin, nire-require tayo na present yung first element at saka yung last term. Dito, hindi natin alam yung last term. So, therefore, wala tayong choice but to use the first formula. Okay? So, the sum of the series is equal to half of the number of terms, twice the first term, plus a quantity of the number of terms minus 1 times the common difference. Then, let's plug in all the given. So, from the given, binigay sa atin yung sum ng entire series which is negative 100. Alright? Then, since yung n natin, guys, ay unknown o nawawala, so all n natin mananatiling n. Okay? Okay lang yan. Chill. Yung iba kasi natatakot, hala, hindi ko na masasolve yan. O, chill muna, no? Let me guide you. Okay? Just deal with it. Ganyan lang muna for the meantime, no? Pansamantagal. Kasi hindi naman siya tatagal. Okay? So, n over 2. Then, twice of the first term. So, yung first term natin, guys, 20. So, I plug in 20. Then, plus, again, n minus 1. N is missing, kaya n pa rin siya. Then, plug in natin yung common difference, which is negative 2. Okay? So, I hope okay tayo dito. Again, kung medyo malabo, pause nyo yung video, rewind, rewatch. Okay? Ayan. Then, let's continue. Okay, ganito guys. So, every time na ganito yung mangyayari, nawawala yung n, okay, ito palagi ang gagawin natin. Itong denominator nating 2. Ayan. Itong 2 na to, i-multiply agad natin dito sa sum ng series. Ayan. So, in this case, yung sum ng series ay negative 100. So, 2 times negative 100, guys, that is equal to negative 200, right? Ayan, tama. Then, what is left after the equal sign? Naalis na yung 2. Matitira na lang yung n. O, sana hindi tayo nalilito, ha? Minultiply natin yung 2 sa negative 100, naging negative 200. At ang natira, n na lang. Then, sinimplify natin yung 2 and 20, so that is equal to 40. Then, again, this is multiplication of monomial versus binomial. So, therefore, we distribute, no? So, negative 2 multiply 2 positive n. So, that is negative 2n. O, guys, take note of the sign. Again, when we multiply, unlike sign always gives us negative result, while like sign gives us positive results. That's why negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Then, after doing so, we arrive at negative 200 equals to n. Then, multiply to 40 minus 2n plus 2. Now, relax. So, pag nakuha natin yan, very good. Again, kung hindi, pause the video, rewind, and rewatch until you master the skill. Then, what's next, Sir Hill? Ito yung susunod natin gagawin. I-combine natin yung 40 and 2. Diba? Yun lang naman yung pwede natin gawin, no? So, we will bring down negative 200. And, then 40 plus 2, that is equal to 42. Then, ito yung minus 2n. Okay? I hope okay tayo dyan. So, again, palagi, kapag hindi natin na-gets, pause the video, rewind, rewatch. Okay? Again, this is monomial versus binomial. So, multiply ulit tayo. Distribute natin yung n. Okay, so n times negative 2n. So, unlike sign, the answer is negative 2n squared. So, take note, we add exponents in multiplication, no? Then, n multiply to 42, that is 42n. Then, if you could notice, we arrive at negative 200 equals to negative 2n squared plus 42n. At I'm sure makikita nyo yung highest degree ng polynomial natin ay 2. At alam natin, kapag ang highest degree ng polynomial ay 2, ito ay quadratic function or quadratic equation. Ayan, basically, yan yung focus ninyo during grade 9. Ayan. So, I'm sure kayang-kaya nyo to. Then, let's rearrange the equation, no? So, let's equate the entire equation by 0. So, I will transfer all elements on the right side to the left. And take note, when we do that, we always change the sign. So, from negative 2n squared, we arrive at positive 2n squared. From positive 42, we arrive at negative 42n. And of course, we simply copy negative 200, then equals to 0. And let's examine the equation. So, makikita ninyo guys, yung mga coefficients natin are divisible by 2. Diba? So, pwede nating i-reduce yung ating equation. So, i-divide natin ito, buong equation by 2. So, 2 divided by 2, that is equal to 1. Then, 1 times n squared. So, we will arrive at n squared. Then, negative 42 divided by 2. So, that is negative 21. Then, just bring down n. Of course, negative 200 divided by 2, that is negative 100. Alright? And, of course, 0 by 2, that is equal to 0. So, mas okay ito guys, di ba? Mas magandang tingnan. Hindi nakakatakot. Medyo maliit lang yung given natin. Okay, tapos, nung grade 9 tayo, tinuruan tayo mag-factor, no? Actually, grade 8, nag-factoring na yata tayo. Tama. Oo. Alright? Ayan. And, nung grade 9 tayo, tinuruan tayo ng quadratic formula, di ba? So, meron tayong mga paraan on how to find the n. Take note guys, ang tinatanong sa atin, how many terms? Okay? So, because this is a real problem, so we have to answer the problem in real as well. Sir, ano ibig sabihin mo? Yan. Malalaman nyo. Okay. So, let's factor this out. So, let's factor n squared minus 21n minus 100 equals to 0. Okay. So, every time that the last term is negative, guys, okay, kapag yung last term natin ay negative, so automatic, guys, yung binomial natin ay magkaibang sign. Sir, palagi ba? Yes. Every time. When I say every time, that is always. So, every time na yung last term natin negative, automatic magkaiba ng sign. Sir, question ulit. Pwede bang negative muna bago plus? Oo naman. Kung saan ka masaya. Ayan. Gawin mo yon. Basta ang importante, magkaiba ng sign. Okay? Then, ang susunod natin gagawin, of course, kunin natin yung square root ng n square. So, yung square root ng n square, of course, that is n times n. Eh, sir, paano yung coefficient? Paano mo nakuha yung 25 and 4? Good question. Ayan. So, every time na yung last term natin, guys, ay negative, no? So, ang hahanapin nating factor. So, hahanap tayo ng factor ng last term natin. In this case, yung 100. So, hahanap tayo ng factor ng 100 na kapag pinag-minus ay 21. Yes, kapag pinag-minus. So, every time na yung last term natin ay negative, guys, ang hahanapin nating factor ng last term ay ipagma-minus natin. So, ibig sabihin, guys, kapag yung last term natin ay positive, ang hahanapin nating factor ng last term ay kapag pinag-add. Oh, tandaan natin yan, ha? Okay. So, let's continue. So, makikita natin, guys, yung factor ng 100, isa sa factor ng 100 ay 25 times 4, di ba? So, 25 times 4. Actually, marami yan. 50 times 2, 1 times 100, 2 times 50, etc. Until we arrive at 25 times 4. Kasi nga, ang gusto natin, yung difference between the factors is 21. At ito lang yung makakapag-satisfy ng condition. Because 25 minus 4 is 21, di ba? So, therefore, ito na yung hinahanap nating factor. Now, question, Sir Hill, saan namin ilalagay yung mas malaking number at saan yung mas maliit? Good question yun. So, ilalagay natin yung mas malaking value o mas malaking element doon sa factor, doon sa sign ng middle term. So, kung ano yung sign ng middle term natin, doon natin ilalagay yung mas malaki. Kaya kung mapapansin ninyo, nilagay natin yung 25 doon sa minus sign. Kasi nga, yung middle term natin ay minus sign. Okay? Then, of course, yung isa, doon na sa matitira. That's why we arrive at n plus 4 times n minus 25 equals to 0. Then, 0 property, equating n plus 4 equals to 0, and n minus 25 equals to 0. Then, let's simplify, no? So, we can use property of equality, or we can simply transfer positive 4 to the right side. Then, we will arrive at negative 4. Teka, saglit lang. Totoong problem ito eh. Totoong problema, guys. Tinanong tayo ilan. Kayo ba, halimbawa sa bahay ninyo, tinanong kayo, ilang kayo sa bahay ninyo? Meron bang sumagot ng negative 4? So, wala. Walang sasagot ng negative. Kaya, i-discard natin. Kasi, dahil ito ay totoong problem. Walang tanong in real. Halimbawa, tinanong ka, ilang kayo? Ilang kayo? Walang sasagot ng negative. So, i-discard natin yon. So, automatic, ang hinahanap natin dito, guys, ay yung bilang na positive. Then, let's continue. So, we will arrive at n minus 25 equals to 0. The same thing, no? Let's transfer negative 25 to the right side. Then, we will arrive at positive 25, which is our final answer. So, therefore, let's conclude. There are 25 terms in the given series. Okay? So, 25 terms para ang maging sum ay negative 100. Alright? So, kung gusto mong i-double check yan, ipalit mo lang ito sa n. So, lahat ng n, palitan mo ng 25. Ayan, tingnan mo kung mag-i-equal sila sa negative 100. So, iiwan ko na sa inyo yung double checking. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan natin guys. Again, kung hindi, you may always pause the video, rewind, rewatch, use your pen and paper. Okay? So, let's try another problem. Ooh. Punta tayo sa susunod na problem natin guys. Okay, ayan. So, let's find the sum of the odd integers. Ayan, no? So, ang pinapahanap sa atin guys, sum. So, ang nawawala yung sum. Alright? Of the odd integers, so odd integers lang to mula 1 hanggang 99. Bakit natin sinabing 1 hanggang 99? Kasi inclusive daw sila. Included daw yung 1 to 99. Okay. Analyze natin. Sa number na 1 hanggang 100, kung magbibilang tayo, no, sa counting number na 1 to 100, meron tayong 50 na even numbers. I'm sure mag-a-agree kayo dyan. So, 2 hanggang 100. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hanggang 100. And of course, dahil ito ay 1 to 100, so we expect na meron tayong 50 odd numbers. So, therefore, dahil odd integers yung pinag-uusapan natin dito, ang number of terms natin ay 50 odd integers. Okay? So, kung gusto mong bilangin yon at isulat in roster or listing method, pwede mong gawin ng ganito. Halimbawa, nilagay mo 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. until you arrive at 99. At kung bibilangin mo yan, if you're going to get the cardinality of O, you will get 50. Ayan. Okay? Alright. And again, guys, our first term here is yung 1. Okay? The first term is 1. Okay? So, let's try to solve this problem. And, isa pa pala, no? Medyo, ayan, eto na. Sir Hill, wala ka bang problem na pwede natin gamitin yung second formula? Eto na yun, guys. Ito na yung request na nyo. Yung last term natin dito. Itong 99. Ayan. So, therefore, we can use the second formula. Sir Hill, question. Halimbawa, nakalimutan ko yung second formula. Can I use the first formula? Tingnan natin. Tingnan natin. Okay, let's see. So, let's solve this problem. Okay, so let's analyze again the problem, no? Based on the given. So, again, sa problem natin na ito, guys, ang hinahanap ay yung sum ng entire series. So, dahil yun yung nawawala, so kung makikita nyo, naka-question mark yung sum. Tapos, again, na-explain ko na sa inyo kung bakit 50 yan. Kasi sa counting numbers na 1 to 100, there are 50 even and 50 odd number. Ayan. So, yung first term natin kanina, 1, at yung last term natin, 99. Okay? So, yan yung gagamitin natin. So, kung mapapansin niyo guys, present yung first term and yung last term. So, therefore, we can use the second formula. Ayan. So, sobrang dali lang. So, every time na given guys yung first term at saka last term, ayan, pakiusap, ito na yung gamitin natin, no? Para mas madali. Okay? So, yung sum ng series nawawala, no? So, nawawala yung sum ng series, pero alam natin yung n is equal to 50. So, palitan natin lahat ng n ng 50. Okay? Ayan. So, therefore, we have s sub 50 or sum ng 50 terms is equal to yung half ng 50. Then, of course, let's plug in the value of a sub 1 or first term. So, your first term is equal to 1 and your last term is equal to 99. Then, get the sum that is equal to 100. Then, the half of 50 that is equal to 25. Then, 25 times 100. Then, we will arrive at 2,500 or 2,500. Therefore, the sum of the 50 terms of the series whose elements are odd numbers from 1 to 99 inclusive, no, is equal to 2,500. Di ba? Sobrang dali. Ayan. Sir Hill, paano kung nakalimutan ko nga itong formula na to? Kung gagamitin ko ba yung first formula, makukuha ko pa rin yung 2,500? Ayan. Tingnan natin. Ayan. Actually, pinaghandaan ko talaga yan eh. Okay, tingnan natin dito guys. So, halimbawa, gusto natin gamitin. Nakalimutan natin yung second formula kasi nga, di ba? First formula lang yung gusto nating gamitin. So, okay lang yun guys. Kasi, itong first formula natin, kumbaga sa gamot, ito yung generic. Ayan, ha? Sir Hill, ano ba yung generic? O, halimbawa, kapag ikaw ay masakit ang katawan mo, bibili ka ng paracetamol. Yan yung ire-reseta sa iyo ng doktor. Paracetamol. O, yan yung generic. Pag hindi na siya generic, yung branded, sabihin yan, biogesic. Di ba? Ayun. Okay? So, dahil ito ay generic, pwede ito kahit anong problem. Okay? So, again, yung given natin, again, nawawala yung sum. Alam natin, number of terms ay 50. Yung first term natin ay 1. Ang common difference ay 2. Sir Hill, bakit ang common difference ay 2? Diba, add numbers yan. 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. hanggang 99. Kung kukuha tayo ng common difference, diba guys, mula sa kanan, papuntang kaliwa. At kung mapapansin niyo guys, katulad sa kwentuhan natin kanina, no? Yung element ng ating sequence ay increasing pataas. So, therefore, ang common difference natin ay positive. Subtract mo na. 7 minus 5, 2. 5 minus 3, 2. 3 minus 1, 2. Ang common difference natin ay 2. Okay? Ayan. So, ready na tayo mag-plug in. So, palitan natin lahat ng n ng 50. Ayan. So, lahat yan 50. Ayan. Kung makikita ninyo. Then, twice ng first term. So, yung first term natin ay 1. Ayan. Pinalitan lang natin siya. Then, yung common difference natin ay 2. Ayan na. So, let's simplify. Ano? Then, 50 divided by 2, that is equal to 25. Then, 2 times 1, that is equal to 2. Then, 50 minus 1, that is equal to 49. Then, just bring down 2. Then, 49 times 2, that is 98 plus 2. So, yung sum niyan ay 100. Then, 25 times 100. Again, we will arrive at 2,500 to give the sum of the 50 odd integers from 1 to 99 inclusive. Alright? Ayan. So, again, kung meron kayong question at medyo hindi nyo na-gets, you may always pause the video, rewind, rewatch. Then, again, use your pen and paper. Huwag kayong titigil hanggat hindi natin na ma-master yung skill. Okay? Ayan. So, hanggang dito na lang. Maraming salamat uli sa inyo guys. I hope marami kayong natutunan in today's lesson. So, hanggang sa muli, this is Sir Hill. Thank you. Ingat. Keep safe guys.